Hello guys and girls, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. Now, question of the day: what happens if you lose your job, if you lose your employment, your source of income while being in process of immigration to Canada? Yeah, I know it's not the most positive subject for the video, but at the end of the day, we're all in this COVID-19 and we have to be prepared for the worst, right? I hear it more often than not, like the principal applicant lost the source of income, my wife was laid off, and so on and so on. So how would immigration authorities of Canada look at this situation? Here's the answer, but we have to consider a few options on the table. So option number one we're looking at, or story number one, if you will, is the side of your work history. What would happen with that? Well, technically, Canadian immigration authorities, when you receive your invitation to apply, they have this lock-in date, right? In other words, your work history is been frozen in time for officers. That's the snapshot they would be looking at, right? All the changes happened afterwards are not that important for your points. So nothing happens with your express entry points if you are immigrating through express entry. Nothing happens with your points and scores or your work history for the sake of immigrating through one of the pilot programs. So everything is fine on this side and nothing to be worried of. Another side of a story is the proof of funds. Well, that's a difficult one, right? So say we lost our source of income, we had 15, 16, whatever you name it, $1,000 in our bank account, and we have to take this money out to actually put food on the table for our family, right? Like, what else could we do in these circumstances? Now, well, we still have time, right? We still have some time to prove to the officers that we got enough money to immigrate to Canada. In the worst case scenario, what would happen, right? By the time we receive our passport request, by the time we're ready to fly to Canada, we will be able to accumulate these funds back. Now, on the other side of the story, you still could take yourself a home line of credit, home equity line of credit. This would not be considered as a loan because this money were given to you, right, with the security of your home equity. In other words, right, that are your money. This money belong to you, and immigration authorities won't have this sort of, an evil eye on these circumstances. You still have an option where your relatives would be able to provide your funds. And remember our previous videos when we spoke about the deed of gift. And I understand the difficulty coming up with the loss of the job, but all in all, it is not much of a problem for Canadian immigration authorities, even if you're still in preliminary process of immigration. Even if you're making your initial steps, it's still quite possible to secure employment in Canada if you're looking to immigrate through one of the pilots or to go through one of the provincial nominee programs. It just has to be planned carefully when it comes down to the timeline. So say you have to meet the requirement of 1 year out of the last 3 for Atlantic, you have to meet the requirement for the last 5 years for Saskatchewan. So you got to keep an eye on this timeline. But all in all, if you lost your job, generally it's not that much of a deal. It's not a reason to panic, and everything will get back to normal. Stay tuned with us, subscribe for the channel, and stay safe.